Watch the curl. Watch the curl.
Here's Dalvin Cook, third-year back from Florida State. Gets around him. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Cousins. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Cousins. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
A gain of 22.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
Watch tight end. Watch tight end.
Cousins gives way to Cook. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. So add that tackle for a loss to the 2 that he had a week ago.
And you know what he's doing right now?
Smiling?
Yeah, definitely doing that. But he's also patting his guys on the back, his defensive front, because they're keeping him clean, meaning no one's getting to him as a blocker. He's able to run to the football, and the plays he's making, he's spilling them in the offensive backfield.
Off the play fake, Cousins. That is caught at the 7. A good pickup there at 22.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage, but now, in this situation,
under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Give the sack to Fletcher Cox.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit.
Right. And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. Stephon Diggs with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Vikings take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And it's now a 7-0 game. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. Now a first-time 1,000-yard rusher from a season ago, it's Derrick Henry. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
Hey, Haywood!
They'll try the right side with Henry. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down. Keep the sticks moving.
A 1st down carry for Henry. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now they'll throw it. Wentz looking for Aguilar, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith, and he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon, intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
Watch the pass.
First down, here's the run with Cook. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
I remember the first time I saw Dalvin Cook play in college. I was watching him on TV, called a scouting friend of mine and said, "Who is this guy? He's special." And he said, "Dude, you watched a home run hitter on the field."
Yeah, he was special in Tallahassee. Left Florida State their all-time leader in rushing yards and touchdowns. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. From the gun, here's Cousins. That's caught by Treadwell. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Cousins able to connect with Treadwell for a Minnesota first. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Cousins the throw. Throw left side on target to Thielen. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. From the red zone now, Cousins. And he rifles one incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. A toss to Cook. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. That's about as good as a linebacker can diagnose that play, isn't it?
It certainly is, and what he did really well is that while he was diagnosing, he got his feet.
Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sack back of the 29. Fletcher Cox able to record his 5th sack of the season. So Cousins heads to the Vikings sideline, and on is Dan Bailey to try the field goal. This one from 46 yards out. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
That's fielded in the end zone. He's got the lane, and there he goes. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Nelson Aguilar. 105 yards. There the Eagles are back within a score.
Well, he made the right choice by result, but a little bit surprising because now with touchbacks coming back to the 25 instead of the 20, when guys fielded that deep in the end zone, I think most coaches want them to take a knee.
Yeah, it's resulted in more kneel downs. Not right there. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Well, later tonight, we have more football. Sunday night football, a good one out west. Steelers and Chargers might see equal amounts of black and gold mixed with a powder blue in the stands for that. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Fletcher Cox in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. Cousins. Over the middle, that's caught by Taylor. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down. Nothing flashy there, the slant to the slot.
Oh, and the frustration for the defensive guys, because it's a quick play, and you know it's going to be a bang-bang play in terms of the throw and the catch, and then he's able to absorb the contact to complete it.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. So offside's the call, and they understandably decline it.
And this is why we're seeing more and more teams hiring that one coach to the staff that's in charge of all these things. This one's minor. It's pretty easy to figure out. But all the game management stuff, trying to help out the head coach in his decision-making process.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
One of the selling points of the in route is it gives the quarterback a really nice sight line to his receiver and almost on a direct shot able to throw the ball into the middle of the field and have a great chance of success as they did on that play.
That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's second and 12. To throw, Cousins. And that'll be incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. But now it's third down.
Tremendous coverage there. Just did not catch the football and complete the interception. But what do they say all the time? If he had really good hands, he'd be playing offense.
The Vikings on third down. They've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. This is third down and 12. Cousins now. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Fletcher Cox. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Was a kicker from that distance, 56, 57 yards. So many things you got to worry about, but I am a little surprised he didn't get it there.
Yeah, with the way kickers are nowadays, we're surprised anything under 65 that it doesn't get at least to the crossbar. But remember this, you have to drive it a little bit lower.
Derrick Henry all alone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Derrick Henry with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Eagles have taken the lead. Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead is now 14-10. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. Last time out they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their side.
And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Emmanuel Ogbah, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. They come up on second and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Throwing is Cousins. Caught on the right side by Treadwell. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to third down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him?
Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Malcolm Smith In there to record another sack, and that is now 6 on the afternoon for this defensive unit. So on 4th down, they bring on the Michigan man, Matt Wild, to kick it away. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. Here's Jackson to return. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
Hey, Charlie!
On 2nd down, here's Wentz. Got his man, Robbie Anderson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Go! Right there, 54, right there, 54 Mike. I'm on.
Now Wentz throwing on 2nd down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line.
Yeah, he's just trying to throw this ball into the hole in the zone, but those windows can open and close quickly, especially in the middle of the field. So if the timing's not right, we'll see interceptions like that one right there.
To throw is Cousins. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked, but instead they'll keep it on 2nd down.
The one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They come after him, they've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. That's on target, but it's no good. He had it on line, but it came up just shy of the crossbar. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, he had that one on target. That's half the battle. The other half of the battle, however, is distance.
And he nearly had that, too. But it was the crossbar that said otherwise. And that'll deny him a shot at 3.
They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half.
Okay, just like that. 74. 54 Mike. It's outfield.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Wentz. The connection here with Nelson Aguilar. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On play action, it's Wentz. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. Alshon Jeffrey, the intended receiver. But it's going to be 2nd down. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
Let's pick it up. It's out of time, guys. Out of time.
Throwing now is Wentz. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now Wentz again. Deep ball for Jeffrey. This is taken in by Jeffrey. He's got it. Touchdown, Eagles. Alshon Jeffrey, as the first half is winding down, and the Eagles add 6 to their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened-up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. He's going to throw one up for the end zone. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Sidney Jones. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
First and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
And they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the third quarter gets underway. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. Second half begins with a run by Henry. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards.
Here we go, here we go. Here we go, D, get off the field. Great 15, great 15.
Now a play fake. Wentz. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock Valvin away and bring up second down.
Throwing on second and long. Wentz. He sets to fire deep. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. There he goes left side. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Nelson Aguilar, 87 yards. And the Eagles add on to their lead. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Second half, no matter what, whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever, this was a big score to start the second half.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Looking for his tight end Rudolph, and it's intercepted. It's Nick Perry with a pick, and his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirt.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. Again, it's Henry. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Danielle Hunter has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week, you're counting on continuing that momentum. They didn't get that done in the first half of the game. Let's see now if they start to bring even more exotic pressure towards the quarterback.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10. 19-yard line. Let's see what you got.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Emmanuel Ogbah there on the stop.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Cousins. Throw taken in by Taylor left side. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. That time they hit him out of the slot on the drag.
And that route takes some fortitude from the guy running it because he knows he's going through the briar patch, as I like to call it, right? He's trying to work his way through all that traffic and people wanting to put a little contact on him. Really well done.
Here's Cousins. And he finds Cook. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Throwing, Cousins. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 12 yards there, 1st down Vikings.
Let's go. You tighten up.
On 1st down, it's Cook. Malcolm Smith there for the stop.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got just pin their ears back and get after him now.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. That one good for a 1st down pickup of 18 yards. Cousins now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Now Cousins. He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not at all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
From the gun, here's Cousins. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Cousins again. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Cousins to his tight end Rudolph for a Viking first down. Cousins going to come up on a 1st and 10. And he's 6 of 7 now on this drive. From the red zone now, Cousins. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. This is caught. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And he's been one of their few bright spots here this afternoon.
And as you pointed out, so far he's gotten his. That's not been the issue at all. But the teammates, the other guys, they've been shut down. That's why the defensive guys have to feel pretty good, even though he's over 100 yards.
Yeah, he topped 100 with that last catch. So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. Now Cousins. Dancing to his, and he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this 3rd quarter. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trailed big here to begin quarter number 4. And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. Stephon Diggs. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit. Barely got the extra point, and the lead will be cut down to 14. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 22. They begin with Henry. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Now think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
Watch the screen! Watch out, watch out. Come on.
82-40. Here's Wentz to throw. Open man is Anderson. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 10 yards there and an Eagle first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Derrick Henry. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellows up front in order to bring this one home.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Right here, right here. No.
They'll run it again with Henry. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a first down on a gain of 10. Well, that looked like an example of what you said back in the first half. A running back of his size can really wear down a defense. I think he's starting to do that.
I think you're exactly right. And know what else he's doing? He's inspiring the rest of his team because they see this starting to happen as well. So that means they're going to redouble their efforts to help him out. Extra blocking, getting downfield, helping him out.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. After the penalty, it's Henry. Eric Kendricks, the Vikings' leading tackler a season ago, in on the stop.
Well, partner, Marvin, our #1 stats guy, just handed me a little card that says he has 97 yards on the ground today. You think he's going to get the ball again?
I think so. 3 away from that century mark. Got to have it.
Yeah, and I think what they're going to call is one of his favorite runs, whatever he feels comfortable with, and what the offensive line has executed well today to try and get him over 100 yards.
And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Here's Cameron Johnston now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt.
The Vikings take over first and 10. Let's go! 20-yard line.
Kirk Cousins last year started all 16 games, but only led the Vikes to just 1 4th-quarter comeback like he's trying to do here. Cousins to throw it. He's going to air one out. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
I'm sure that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you...
Pressure comes and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Fletcher Cox. Make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. Cousins. Caught on the right side by Treadwell. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. Give him 18 there and give the Vikings a first down. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
A first down throw for Cousins. Escape. Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. But a Viking was able to corral this one, and Minnesota will keep possession. So that one a hold right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often because that can be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
Without the previous penalty, that would have been a first down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by the linebacker, Nigel Bradham, and they will take over at the 26-yard line. That is now 7 interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Henry. It's Everson Griffin who made the tackle.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The Eagles on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Now Wentz. He's going to air one out for Anderson. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Derek Barnett able to maneuver in for the sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it.
Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Malcolm Smith in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. Cousins now. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. One last shot now for Cousins. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Eagles are likely going to win it. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you. Switch it. Come on, switch it.
Trying to punch it in with Henry. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line.